Goodness, one technical problem after another. Well, we should no longer have any issues with this recording. Sorry for the no frame rate of previous recordings. I also noticed that our portrait has changed again, or changed for the first time. I'm on a different box than I was before. That other computer was not up to handling the task. This is an AI-generated portrait, I have to admit. It's from earlier days of AI image generation when they were interesting, before they just became totally meaningless imitations of human art. It's pretty cool. I really like it. But it does have no provenance, I have to admit.
Marching ahead.
So, here we are again. Oh, it seems like voices are not turned off here. I have to do that. Sound. Voice volume 0. What is our objective right now? Where are we headed? See, a lot of things we could loot. Maybe we should do so. There we go. Wasn't sure what all toy box settings were turned on in this box. Not necessarily the same ones as on our other. We spent a long time going through them before, too. This would take a long time to walk over to if we weren't all fast. It's fortunate how fast we find ourselves to be. Cargo, and probably just some more cargo over here. A lot of this game is spent running around after loot. Kind of a lot. I'm gonna go all the way around here. Oh no. Catastrophe. Kaboom, kaboom. What is this? They shoot us with something? I can't see a thing. I can't see. A figure. The roar of the flames rings in our ears, and the choking smoke makes us cough and gasp for air. We instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping our face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. We're surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet we distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then we see the figure walk out of the fire toward us. It is Theodora von Valencius. Theodora. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword. The other is raised in an inviting gesture. Are you lost, my heir? Argenta goes as still as a statue, then slowly raises her weapon. An apparition. A sorceress apparition. Trickery of the warp. Sister, you will lower your weapon. Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue traitor. You notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. This is impossible. I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible, Hark, for your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue traitor knows and sees. But I can tell you that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. She watches us without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes us forget about the fire searing us, leaving burns on our skin. I can lead you out of these flames, Hark, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Our mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to our ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of our mind is pleading, begging, demanding that we give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Do not listen to this abomination. Hark, if there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people. Abelard looks back at the coughing and confused people around us. Hark, the survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around. Moving over the roaring flames, we hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted, as if there were a body of water between us and them. Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with it. Adira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle, and she looks like she's about to fall. Hark, what are we waiting for? Convictions. These allow us to become... These are alignments. Iconoclast, get people off the bridge. I will not leave my people in harm's way. We look away and the illusion breaks. The unbearable heat instantly makes our skin burn, and the voices of the people beyond the shroud of smoke grow stronger and hopeful once we and our companions rush back, barking orders and guiding the survivors. In our determination, we completely forget about Theodora. We turn our head. We see nothing but the bellowing fire. Whoosh, fall back, we'll go around. Kablam, blam, blam, blam. Oh, this isn't too loud. I guess we'll see. Crew member. Crashed the platform with our ballistic skill. Where did she go? It go. That thing was standing in front of us. I could have sworn. Yeah, you could have sworn, Adira, couldn't you? But you were wrong. Crashed the platform. Kaboom. Wow, convenient. Fell into a bridge. There's the last loot we were looking for. Too late. We are too late. Abelard throws up his hands in despair. Or perhaps Adelthrod and his escort never made it here, which would be even worse. Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak. Argenta grips her weapon. Without us. My lord, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The officer quickly bows. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us, so now we will follow you through thick and thin. To the bridge. If Adelthrod is there, then he requires immediate assistance. Abelard turns to us. I say, hark, there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain's voxcasts. They're still coming in, even though it would make sense for Lady Theodora to be on the bridge right now at the head of the counter-assault. I feel uneasy. What if the Lord Captain is besieged in her own chambers? With your permission, I suggest we confirm for ourselves that she is not. We can use the same elevator that Lady Theodora and Mort headed for earlier. We didn't make it to the meeting with the heir, but we can now reach the secret lift. Of course we're gonna save our crew members. We're not just gonna let them die. Abelard's way out in front here. Argenta should probably be a little more forward as well. There's a positioning phase during combat anyway, so theirs doesn't really matter. Away. This clearly does not serve as a stateroom. The generators, machines, and crude wall paneling indicate that it is a maintenance module rather than an area for receiving guests. Fair enough. So much stuff to loot. Wow, this isn't even our ship, and we're just taking everything that we can find. Everything that isn't nailed down. What's over here? Plasma conduits blaze with energy capable of powering a vast void ship. Lord Captain's quarters. Lord Captain's quarters. Find Theodora. No, Theodora's down. She's down. She's down. What could the solution be? I see an organ. Parlor organ seems to have been sitting idle for many years. I see some goods, more important than body. It's plus 10 bonus to commerce and lore Imperium. Wow, that's pretty good. Hello. The murder scene looks like someone caught the victims by surprise. Theodora von Valantius' body is sprawled on a large, blood-drenched desk. The Archmilitant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads. The Sister of Battle surveys the scene, her gaze lingering on the Archmilitant's body. Emperor, accept thy faithful souls. No! Adira's heart-rending scream shakes the walls. She collapses to her body, her knees, her body shuddering as she weeps. Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this? Abelard, stunned, takes a few steps forward and leans heavily on the edge of the desk. His eyes are locked on Theodora's body. Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat Voitvir. Almost certainly. I'll say nothing. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born in a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes. Adira sobs and gets up. She glances around, looking lost. I can look at the things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me and I'll see what secrets it holds. Examine Theodora's body. Leaning closer to the body, the cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life with an auto pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Her face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches our eye, a heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that have fallen off the desk. As we lean down for a closer look, we notice something else, small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Adira, would you try touching Theodora? You may be able to see the killer through her eyes. Her whole body shudders. It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are another story. Something like that would require her soul, and after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in the warp. What do these shards tell you? She scoops up a handful of shards and clenches them in her fist with such strength that blood starts dripping on the floor. I see streaks of color, luminescence, bright lights, faces, drawing closer, Lady Theodora and Conrad and... What is that? She shakes her hand, looking frightened. Something dark, enormous. Oh, hark, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft. We cannot tell if Argenta's remark is directed at the glass shards or Adira herself. Examine the arch-militant's body. Trot, 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 trot. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around him with blood, brain matter, and shards of skull. The safety of the arch-militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. Back the shards by the desk. Difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is much as we can ascertain. On closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they'd been submerged in Prometheus. Inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. Go over the scrolls until we stumble upon a document which is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC, the seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to us. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded our immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith, upon receival of this letter, and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Rykad system. One of my acolytes, interrogator Heinrich von Kalox, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him with passage to the Furibunda system aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator von Kalox's activities on Rykad Minoris are of no concern to you. If required, von Kalox himself will disclose the details of his mission. May the Emperor's light be with you. XC. It sends a shiver down our spine. The author of this letter addressed to Theodora von Valencia signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunt heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. We had best be on our way. Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more. No, wait. We must see if we can find anything. Ira, Abelard lays a hand on her shoulder. You can't bring her back. Let her go. You give up so easily, old man. I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you, oh no, I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, she clenches her fists. That scum will regret the day they were born. By right of blood. Oh, there's goods. We can loot the... I want the devoted if we're dogmatic. Immunity to critical hits for 3 rounds of combat. Wow. Items and convictions, yep, can only be equipped by people who are convicted enough. Orb. Rock. Bizarre fragment hung on the trophy board. The light, smooth surface of the object is dotted with dark spots and crumbling holes. Crumbling holes. What if we played Wasteland 2? That would be an interesting one. That would be an intriguing thing to do. Why am I going deeper into this room? I wish to depart. This way. Right? This way? Where's the exit? There's the exit, okay. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, goodness. Well, couldn't do without a fight, could we? Let's get everybody into position here. Argenta. And you can take the least cover, I guess? I don't know. Oh, that's full cover. Okay, make that happen. Light and medium armor. Character in light armor dodges more often but takes more damage when hit. Medium armor absorbs more damage when the character is hit but reduces mobility and ability to dodge attacks. Some talents allow character to wield armor more effectively. We've obtained heavy armor. It provides the ability to deflect damage. It's unique, reduces damage taken by a specified flat amount. Heavy armor has a higher armor rating than medium. Other armor usually has a higher dodge penalty. Harder to dodge an enemy while wearing it. Efficiency to wear it. Okay. That's all valid. Whammo. Not an attack. Critically, not an attack. Not a move either, right? Can't I? No, I can. I can't move after doing that. Alright, fine. Alright, I'll just hack this combat server to bits. Oh, he's very resistant to my damage. That's not great. Why don't we also activate Endure? Because he's probably going to get fucked here. Then we'll use our last action point on this combat servitor. Didn't hit very hard. What does this do? Brace for impact. 2 deflection for each archetype taken by the Navy officer. Cannot be forcibly moved. We can use that as well. Brace for impact. You're gonna get hit. Hark. Now what is your deal? You are not. Yeah, you're an officer. Oh, and noble. You serve me. Now, I can actually grant an extra turn here if I so choose. If they're under the effect of Voice of Command, they get bonus cool stuff. I don't have enough action points for any of this shit yet. I'll grant her an extra turn. She's better than me. Yeah, just fire into the fray there. See what happens. Wow! Not quite a total knockdown, but good work, Argenta. Purist Recital. I believe she gets a demon or chaos cultist. The amount of momentum doubles. Watch how much momentum we're about to gain. Oh, we already have a bunch. 176. Yeah, go all the way up. Can she just activate her special move? Maybe she doesn't have one yet. She might not have it yet. Alright. Oh, we still have 2 action points. Is this free? Why do we still have 2 action? Do we still have 2 movement points? No. How do we still have 2 action points? Weird. I don't know what that means. You tried. You tried. Enemy status. Yeah, right click on them to see more information about them. Okay. Can't. There we go. Why didn't I hit the servitor at all? Come on. Okay, I'm gonna hit run and gun here, which actually means I get 1 extra attack this turn. And I could move if I so chose, so I'm gonna move right into the open. And yeah, do another burst fire. It's -1. Oh, oops. Well, good thing he activated his bonus powers there. Idira, yes, why don't you activate your chain lightning? That would be pretty sweet. Oh, it hits friendlies too. Whoops. Any other attacks here? I don't think so. I could analyze enemy. There's not really any need to do that at this point, but I'm gonna get a turn. Oh, he tried to move. Wasn't for the best for him. Level up for everybody. Very nice. Officer gets extra with full AP and MP during this turn. There's no attack limit. That's our super talent. Alright, then we get another ability. Now these have, we get so many things to choose from here. Kind of a huge pain. Let's see. So universal features, support features, archetype talents. Show me my archetype talents first. Blood of Martyrs. Whenever an enemy is a heroic act, they gain temporary hit points. Range of officers' abilities increased by +3. That's pretty sweet. Inspire Courage. Whenever we target an ally for the first time around, they gain 3 temporary wounds. That's pretty great. Officer attacks. Officer's resolve is increased by +1 to the next turn. That's not so hot. Resolve up. Whenever an ally is affected by an officer's ability or talent that grants temporary wounds, their armor is increased by 10% for a round. That's pretty good too. Oh, whenever the officer uses Voice of Command to bring it down for the first time in combat, it costs... Oh, for the first time in combat, that's not that great. Whenever a heroic act is used in combat or by any character, the officer's next attack will cost 0 AP. That's fun. Air of Authority grants momentum. Well, we don't have Air of Authority. Iron Discipline. Allies affected by the officer's abilities gain a bonus to all resistance checks equal to 6. Half the bonus given by voice command remains until end of combat. This bonus does not stack with itself or bonus given by voice command, but does count as an officer ability for his other talents. The target of lasting impression does not count as having the voice of command effect. They only gain other bonuses to their characteristics. Yeah, but they count as having an ability on them. That's fun. Let's increase our range. Yeah, just increase our range by a bunch. Warrior is going to have a bunch of ability. No limit on melee attacks. Very nice. Blade Flurry requires breakthrough. Use of slash at the end of combat increases the damage dealt by slash by +1. That's pretty fun. Well, where's breakthrough? Better to die for the Emperor. 140% wounds, Imperial wounds. No other character in the party has the same archetype as this guy. The first archetype ability used costs -1 AP. Imperial world characters gain plus 10% crit chance and 10% armor against Xenos and demons. Their allies gain half the bonuses of no heresy. But lore and warp, oh, that's great. That's a bunch of damage against dangerous enemies, so let's just take that one. The penalty doesn't really matter. Not allowed to know about heretical things, oh well. That's fine. Weak body, weak soul. Expose weakness also reduces enemies' toughness and willpower by -9 for 1 round. That's a lot. Show me Psyker powers, please. First time an ally becomes the target of Psyker's psychic power, this ally gains plus 10 to weapon skill and until the end of combat. Wow. After triggering Psyker phenomena, the next psychic power costs -1. Every Perils of the Warp increases momentum. Ugh, that's scary. Warp features. Okay, this is what we're looking for. Psyker Minoris. Yeah, we're gonna need to remember to take that at level 9. Oh, no, she's not a sanctioned Psyker, so she advances more slowly. We don't necessarily need a bunch of Psyker powers. Use of heroic activates. Veil Gradation, force weapons have more damage. So many abilities to choose from here. At the beginning of combat, Fatebringer. The effect of these guys, 10% armor penetration. Well, but only while under the effect. Every 9 successful dodge or parry. The first dodge of every enemy in combat. Oh, that's not that great. Unnatural luck. Oh, this is fun. The Psyker uses a divination psychic power on an ally without the unnatural luck. They get unnatural luck, which means that downgrades a crit until to a hit. With duration. What was the really good one over here? Stronger together. All allies, excluding Xenos in the party, gain +5 to this characteristic that was chosen for humanity's finest. Advice and guidance. That's pretty good. Yeah, plus 10% to weapon skill for the remainder of combat is great. What's your deal? Cleansing Faith, melee, flame, and melt attacks against demons and psychers deal an additional +6 damage and gain plus 18% armor penetration. Xenos gain an additional 9 and that's really amazing. Melee, flame, and melt attacks. Really need to find a flamethrower for her or a melt-a-gun. She's going to be our melt-a-girl, apparently. Melt-a-girl. Why can't I level up? That's right, Cleansing Faith. Finish. Oh, complete, I see. Yeah, we need to find her a melt-a-gun. For sure. Sec. I had thought as much. We were missing certain settings from Toybox that I didn't turn on this computer. That should be fixed. I think that we're more in line with what we were before. That said, this was just a test recording to see how things went on this machine, and let's see if this came out listenable. See you soon.